Hello witches, welcome back to the channel. This is Hectarios. And today I want to talk about a topic that Hecate has put in my mind today to discuss. So, why is witchcraft so forbidden? That's what I want to talk about. By the way, you people who are always commenting that you're seeing spirits in my videos lately, I'm always lighting an incense at the beginning of the videos. So, while I don't deny that spirits might really appear in these videos as orbs and stuff like that, a lot of what y'all are saying is spirits. It's just incense smoke passing by the camera. That was just a side note to the people who were saying all that. But anyway, the topic is, why is witchcraft so forbidden? So when you ask this question, you might think of some logical responses that you've heard a lot, or, that have been programmed to you. As in your upbringing, basically. Depending on what religion you were raised in, if you're raised in a religion at all, what part of the world you're from, all of that. But, the main thing that they say is that witchcraft is evil. Okay? That's the main reason why it's forbidden, because it's evil. That's what they say. Okay? But let's look at this from an objective point of view. I'm more so making this video for the beginners, or the people who are just coming to the path. But, let's look at this from an objective point of view. So, you have to be able to look at things outside of the way that you have been programmed to look at things, okay? So, once again, put your upbringing, your religious views, whatever your societal programming, what you've seen in TV and Hollywood, put all of that on pause. Just like when you watch a movie or you watch a TV show and you suspend your beliefs because you're looking at entertainment. Similar to that, suspend your beliefs for a moment and look at witchcraft from an, objective point of view. Impartial to your beliefs. Or any belief system. Okay? And let's look at evil in the same context, because what they say in the religions and in the belief systems and in society is that witchcraft is satanic, witchcraft is evil. Okay? It's malicious, it's bad. Okay? So let's look at this from the objectable. What am I trying to say? That word. From the point of view, impartial. Okay, unbiased. Okay. And let's look at evil in the same context, because evil, is another thing that sort of comes out of social, religious type programming. It's something that is instilled in you from a young age, this concept of evil and good, okay? And it has overlaps with morality, but they are not the same, okay? Morality and concepts, religious programming of good and evil, are not the same thing, okay? Once again, set all of the religious type stuff to the side and just look at it with logic. Look at it with common sense. Look at it with, your own intelligence, analyzing it for yourself, okay? And we'll circle back to that, free thinking, okay? We'll circle back to that in the course of this conversation or discussion, but, remember that and look at this topic from that point of view, okay? Looking at it for yourself, free thinking, unbiased of anything that you've been programmed or taught, okay? So what is evil from that level that I'm telling you to think of it from? Evil is, breaking the rules of those programmings, of religions. It has nothing to do with morality, okay? I'm going to use the example of things like, Islam, where they have, people who kill in the name of their God. So killing is immoral. We all know that. Okay? But if they're doing it in the name of their God, it's good. It's not evil. Okay? You see what I'm saying? And it's the same with Christianity. All throughout Christian history, we had these crusades, the mass killing of heretics and apostates, and the Inquisition and the burning times, these mass murders, these campaigns of convert or die. Okay? And this goes back really far, even before the burning times and the Inquisitions. If you just look in the Bible itself, there's all these stories of God commanding his people to go and kill entire cities of people, men, women, and children, just indiscriminately kill everyone in the fucking city and then burn the entire city down to ash. Okay? It has nothing to do with morality. Okay, killing people, doing all of that, that's wrong morally. But in the religion, they see it as good because it's following God's commands. Okay? If you go talk to a Bible scholar or any of these people who know about the stuff in the Bible, because a lot of Christians don't even know that this kind of stuff is in the Bible because they don't even fucking read it. Okay? They're just superficial fake Christians. They don't actually even study the text or anything like that. But if you actually do read it, if you talk to someone who has read it and who has studied it, they will just say that the people did the right thing because they obeyed God. So they were good in that context. Okay? So once again, when we talk about good and evil, they're not what you think they are. Good and evil and morality, basic human morality, are two separate things. The entire concept of good and evil is a social, religious programming. Okay? And human morality is just something that's intrinsically known, within ourselves, if something's right or wrong in that context. Okay? So they are separate things, they are separate entities, they are separate concepts. And it's very important to understand this when we get to the topic of why is witchcraft considered evil in these religions. Well, once again, in these religions, evil would be disobeying God, breaking God's rules, not following God's commandments. Not going into that city and killing and doing everything in God's commandment in his name. Okay? You would be considered evil if you disobeyed. If you broke the rules. That's what good and evil is. It's following the commands of an authority. Whether those commands and authorities are morally right or wrong. Okay? You need to understand this. So, when we talk about witchcraft, you know, it's so forbidden and it's so evil, you know, because it's about freedom. At the core of witchcraft, it is about you as an individual, you as a person, getting in touch with your own, you know, spirit, your own independence, your own will, your own inner authority and inner divinity. Okay? And that is a liberating thing. It's a liberating process. It's a liberating practice to do witchcraft, to cast spells, to manifest your own will, you know, as you want it to be. That is liberation. That is liberty. That is freedom. Okay? Freedom of thinking. Once again, now we're circling back to that. Free thinking. Free thought. That's where it comes from. It stems from that. Okay? Witchcraft is born from free thinking. Okay? And that's why it's considered so evil. Once again, good and evil are not the same as right and wrong morality. Good and evil are social programmings, religious programmings, and whether or not you are following the rules of that religion, of that societal, you know, system, or whatever you want to call it. So yes, witchcraft is evil because it's breaking the rules. It's liberating yourself from the enslavement of, you know, this entity and this system. So to that entity, to that system, you know, you're evil because you're breaking free. You're not following its rules anymore. Okay? You know, it's like a cult or something. You know, look at Scientology. If you want to know about cults, look at Scientology. They have this whole system where you can join it. You know, like say that your whole family will join Scientology and then one of the people will try to get out of it or whatever. And it's this huge ordeal and process. And then once you're out of it, your other family members who are still in it will shun you. They're not allowed to talk to you. They have to follow these rules of, you know, basically rejecting you. Because they then see you as evil because you broke free of that mind control. And they're still under it. Okay? And that is how it really does work. I mean, Scientology is a really laughable, ridiculous example of a religion, but it is a religion, and it does function how all religions function to a greater or lesser degree. I mean, it's a little bit more severe in, you know, these weird ways that it is, but it's still the same thing underlying at its core of what religions are. Okay? They're mind control. They are the enslavement of thought and spirit, and thus, you know, your physical being, because everything that you do physically is colored by how you think about the world and what you think is okay or not to do. So it is the enslavement of your being from the mental all the way down to the physical levels. Okay? So, to those systems, breaking free of it, breaking the rules, becoming a witch, following your own will and your own path, whether it matches with the religion structure or not, you are considered evil. You are considered, doing something that is forbidden. If they didn't make witchcraft forbidden in these religions, then the religions would not they would not hold together over time, because people who have free thought and free thinking evolve, they change. They don't all share the same mindset. They don't all share the same exact thoughts and beliefs. Okay? It's a natural dispersion. It's a natural, everyone's following their own will, and everyone's will is different. Okay? Regardless, some people might have the same will, but, that's not necessarily going to stay like that. People change. People come up with their own ideas and all of that. So, if they have free thought. If they don't have free thought, then the religion can keep together, because it's basically telling them that everything else other than what the religion teaches is wrong and evil. Okay? Just period. So, that's why you have these Christian people who think that science is satanic, that witchcraft is satanic, that other religions are satanic. That's what they're being taught. They're being taught to not entertain the ideas, the free thought, the freedom of thought. That's really what it comes down to. They're being taught to shun anything outside of their religion and to even fear it. Okay? And so, this is what it comes down to. This is why witchcraft is so forbidden. Because all of these different systems and religions, they all want to control you. They all want to control the way that you think, the way that you act, because of the way that you think, the things that you believe. They're all control mechanisms. And they're all about enslavement. Okay? And they're all immoral. Okay? So, that's what it comes down to. Witchcraft is all about your own personal liberation. It's about knowing that you are a spark of the divine, whatever the divine is, the creator, whatever the creator is, the universe, whatever the universe is. You are a piece of it. You are a spark of it. And there's no reason why you should not be free. Just as free as everyone else should be. As a projection or extension of the universe and of the creator and of the divine. Okay? We should all be free. We should all have free thought. No one's ideas are better than anyone else's. No one should have a dictatorship or a tyranny over the way that we think, the way that we act, what we're allowed to be. All of that. Okay? And two religions, two governments, and two different systems like that that are set in place to control people, witchcraft is dangerous. It is forbidden to those systems because it sets people free from the systems, from those control mechanisms. Okay? Now, this does not mean, once again, that witchcraft is, a bunch of people just running rampant, doing immoral things. Okay, because once again, I have already clarified that good and evil, as these systems tell you, is good and evil, laws about, the most retarded shit, you know, controlling all this weird stuff, and, religious rules and stuff like that, has nothing to do with basic human morality. Okay, that is something completely different. We all inherently know morality. Okay, we don't need a religion to tell us that. We don't need laws to tell us that. Any kind of system of control telling us what we already inherently know from our basic human morality. What is, something that's not so good or not so bad to do or to be. Okay? So people who are witches, they're not these people that are running rampant with no morals. They're people who have liberated themselves from the backwards concepts of good and evil that these religions and things have put in place, which are backwards and are twisted. Okay? I can pretty much tell you that more people have been killed and sacrificed by Christianity and Catholicism and all of the Crusades and the Inquisition and the burning times, and going back all the way to the Old Testament of the Bible, more people have been killed and sacrificed by that religion than they try to claim that there is satanic witch cults sacrificing humans and sacrificing people and all of this bullshit. Okay? Now, you might actually have some psychotic people who use witchcraft as an excuse for their psychosis to just do whatever they want and maybe do human sacrifices and shit. But you have psychos like that in every aspect of life. There's people who are Christian who are psychotic. Okay, so let's not say that some psychotic person who is, killing people through the lens of witchcraft or Satanism, that does not apply to all of witchcraft and Satanism. That just applies to that psychotic fucking person that's doing that. Okay? But, once again, witches are not just running rampant doing immoral shit like that. Alright? We all have our own defined morality, just like everyone else that exists. And liberating yourself has nothing to do with being immoral. It's about breaking free, getting your free thinking, getting your free thought. Okay? That's what witchcraft is about. That's what liberation is about. Which, once again, liberation is at the core of witchcraft. Following your own will. Doing your own thing. Okay? It has nothing to do with morality. Morality is something else. It's an underlying human thing. So, breaking free of religions and all these different systems and societal norms and social programming and all of this stuff that tries to confine and control your thinking and thus your being, that's basically what's all underlying all of this. That's what it's really all about. So, that's basically it. That's what I wanted to talk about. That's what came into my mind earlier today to do a video topic on. So, I just wanted to come on here and discuss that. Because I kind of just feel like it's so crazy that all the way now in 2018, after all of this, past history of the world, that there is still such backwards things in society going on that are just so crazy when you really sit down and analyze it and look at it, and think about it for yourself. I mean, it is just so crazy that these religions even still exist, the way that they do, and the way that people are so close-minded still and so controlled by them to the degree that they will be immoral and think that they're doing the right thing. I think that they're being good versus evil. I just think that's so literally crazy. So I wanted to come on and talk about that. At the same time, I think that those things are dying. They're dying off. This is a slow process. It doesn't just happen overnight. But as time has been progressing over the last several years, more and more people are waking up to this truth, everything of what I discussed in this video. That there's a difference between the concepts of good and evil and the rules and all these different structures and systems versus just your own innate morality and the limitation and the mind control of those systems versus free thinking and doing your own thing and following your own will. Relatively just pursuing your own comfort and happiness and joy in life that these religions will tell you is evil to do. So there's a lot of people waking up more and more and more and breaking free of the mind control and getting their free thought and their free thinking and, doing what they want to do. And, this does not just apply to witchcraft, because there's lots of people who wake up and they're not witches. They just wake up from the mind control. But the reason why witchcraft is so forbidden in these different religions and stuff is because that's the core of witchcraft. Free thinking. Okay? But I have been just observing and seeing that the world is changing. People are waking up. With each new generation that is born, more and more people are waking up and just having free thought. And it is liberating a lot of people. And in time, it will liberate the world. And witchcraft is rising. It is becoming more and more popular, more and more mainstream, more and more part of the awakening process. Because once again, at the core of witchcraft, it is about liberation and free thought and following your own will. So it just only makes sense that as more people wake up and become free thinkers, that the spiritual practice they'll pick up is witchcraft, because that's what's at the core of it. So witchcraft is rising. It's getting more and more in the media, in the mainstream, and just people in society picking it up, because free thought is growing. And as free thought continues to grow, witchcraft will continue to grow as well. Okay? And in my opinion, it's long overdue. So balance is being restored. The innate inner morality of humanity is healing, and it's fixing itself from these, cultural traumas that have been inflicted on us through these control systems and religions. Okay, so that's the topic of this video. Witchcraft, it is forbidden. but it is the absolute form of liberation as a human being as well. So ask yourself, why is that forbidden? Okay? Thank you for watching. Maybe you learned something from this. And leave me a comment if you have any questions or anything to add or contribute. And unless you're like some kind of Christian troll who's going to comment on here like more satanic shit or whatever, I'll block you and delete you so fucking fast. But if you have anything to contribute or anything like that, comment that below. If you would like to get in touch with me for a psychic reading, through tarot or runes, or for spell work, or for, custom-made talismans and dolls and stuff like that, contact me through the methods in the description box, my email, Facebook, and Instagram, and we can discuss prices and all of that. So, yes, thanks for watching. I hope that you start doing these forbidden arts if you're not doing them already. And I hope that you keep pursuing your liberation if that's what you're already doing. Hail to the witches, hail Hecate, and blessed be. And the witches are rising.